Just certainly a tough day. You know, the first ball game, you know, we fell behind certainly early. They did a nice job against Lynch in the first 3 innings. Terrific job. North Carolina's got a really good ball club. You know, they're ranked in the top 25 for a reason. They run out some good arms, a lot of guys that throw 90 miles an hour plus, and they did a great job against Lynch. I thought in the first game, I thought Lynch did a nice job of hanging in there and pitching, getting us, you know, through the middle part of that game and keeping the game in check and not letting it get too far out of hand. And then, you know, we scratched back in the 8th inning, scored 3 runs, and you know, it unfortunately wasn't enough. They came back and showed what they're capable of doing in the 9th inning. And then, you know, we just you know, didn't get a quality start in the second game, and that makes it tough. But also, you know, even with that being the case, you know, we still battled and scored some runs. We just couldn't. You know, there were 3 different innings where they scored 4 runs, and that made it difficult. But that's to their credit. They're an opportunistic team, and they've got a really nice ball club and did a great job against us today. So, but I was proud of our guys. We continued to fight and hung in there and almost had a chance to win the first game after a difficult start. So, yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, I understand that, you know, but it's more about the game. You know, we didn't take care of the game at all in the second game. You know, there were a lot of hit batters, walks. We pitched around it in some innings, but you know, I think in the first inning of the second game, we gave them 90 or 7 free 90 feet. Those happened either a hit by batter, walks, errors, you know, things like that. And so, you know, you're not going to beat a ball club the caliber of North Carolina doing that. So that's on us. You know, we've got to be better about that. But, you know, I don't know that it has anything to do with one game to the next. I mean, today we proved that, you know, and North Carolina proved that one day doesn't have anything to do with the next day in the game of baseball, and that applies to every level of the game of baseball. And so, yeah, yeah. Yeah, well, I'm not sure. A lot of that has to do with, you know, getting a good starting pitching performance. You know, you get a chance to get off to a good start if you get a good starting pitching performance, and you know, certainly we didn't do that today in the second ball game, and you know, that makes it tough. You know, hey, again, the other team in the dugout's a really good team, and they, you know, I think they've won every series that they've played this year in the league, and so you know, the first one was tough. I mean, we had a chance to win that ball game. You know, we tied it up, but just couldn't hold them there in the ninth to you know, to win it. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Well, they've been great. Derek Casey did a really good job last night. Daniel Lynch did a nice job. You know, even though I know he gave up 5 or 6 runs or so, but again, he pitched us deep into the ball game and gave us a chance to win. You know, he didn't have the kind of stuff this weekend that he had last weekend, and that's going to happen. You know, they're not going to be at their best all the time. You know, that's what they expect out of themselves, but that's not reality. But you know, I was proud of Lynch. I thought he competed and still gave us a chance to win the ball game. We just couldn't find enough. I mean, yeah, I'm sure, you know, but I don't know. I'm not quite sure what that is, you know. So, I mean, you know, we'll continue to think about it and decide what the right thing to do is. Yeah. It's not a slump. I mean, you know, the kid didn't swing the bat for 2 weeks, you know, and so, you know, when in this game of baseball, when you take 2 weeks off, your timing can be difficult, and but I thought last night he squared some balls up. I think in the first game he squared some balls up. I mean, you look at a stat sheet, and he's probably 0 for 4 in the second game. But that's a credit. You're facing a high-level pitching staff and guys with really, really good stuff. But I thought that he competed, and certainly, when you take 2 weeks off, you're going to be a little bit rusty. And that's the unfortunate thing about injuries is, when you take a long span off, your timing's off, and the ball seems to move a little bit quicker and move a little bit more until you can get a chance to get in there more. The game slow down a little bit. But I know this: Caleb Knight's a competitor. He's still not healthy, but he's a tough kid, and he's playing, even though he's hurt, and that says a lot about his character and who he is and his will to win.